In this video, I'm going to go over how to use the variable in DAX. So this is the Northwind data set. Um, I'm going to focus in on the orders table, and I'm going to find out the average number of orders per employee. So we're going to start off by creating a measure, and we're going to call it orders. You can call it average orders. Let's leave it at average orders. And then we're going to start off with var. So this will be our first variable, and we have to call it something. So I'll call it orders X. Orders X. And that'll be equal to a count of the orders ID in the orders table. And then our next variable will be the number of distinct employees. So EMP equals distinct, and we're going to do a distinct count on employee ID, which is also in the orders table. And then we'll have a third variable where we'll divide the orders variable by the employee variable. So it'll be orders. So we'll call this, we'll just call it average orders. And this will be divide. And then we'll divide orders X by the employee variable that we created, and then we'll finish off with a return. So you'll have your return, and whatever you want the output to be is what goes after the return. So it can be an expression, or it can be, in this case, that third variable that we created, and that'll give you the result of this average orders measure. So we'll finish that off and just drag that in. And that's the average orders per employee. And so what's important about the variables is that, this is a very simple example, but with a more complex example, number one, there's a performance advantage to this, where the measure will evaluate faster, and second, it's more readable. So again, this is a very simple example with just 3 variables and your output, but if you had 5, 6, 7 variables, it just gets easier to read and to understand. And also, it also helps with if you have a complex measure and you break it up into variables, you're able to inspect each measure. So in this case, if I wanted to kind of look into just this orders variable, that can be the output, and you'll see there's 830 orders. And likewise, I can do EMP to see what the output of that is, and that should be 9. So it's easy to use this to inspect a real complex measure by breaking it up into parts.